You can't just take the same model numbers from the same equipment and think that you're going to have the same finished product. There's a difference between performance companies and chop and swap companies. 75% of all installations nationwide performed by a heating and air conditioning contractor end up having problems of one kind or another. That's literally 3 out of 4. So even if you had 4 contractors out, got 4 bids from 4 companies that you thought were reputable, you still only have a 1 in 4 chance of picking the right contractor. So how would you even go about deciphering that information or uncovering who is going to be that 1 in 4 who's going to be able to accomplish the task, and ideally not just make it to where you don't have any problems with your heating system, but actually be able to accomplish some of the goals that you may have as far as comfort and indoor air quality go in your home. I have people asking me all the time if I can match a quote or quote similar equipment or something like that for a project so that they can compare apples to apples. And one of the most difficult things to do in this industry is actually compare apples to apples, because when the majority of the success in the installation process really comes down to the installation practices and the craftsmanship being done, you can't just take the same model numbers from the same equipment and think that you're going to have the same finished product. There's a difference between performance companies and chop and swap companies. A chop and swap company believes that you can just take a box, an appliance, a piece of equipment, whatever you want to call it, that you can chop off one end, set the new box, the new heat pump, the new air conditioner, whatever it is, braze it together, chop out the other side, set the new equipment, braze it together, plug it in, you're good to go. And it just doesn't work out well. What you want to look for is a performance-based company, a company that's actually going to take into consideration several different factors, help craft a system that is custom designed for the specific solution that you're trying to achieve, even if that's just simply installing a new furnace because yours broke. There's still science that goes into putting together that solution so that it's going to last a long time. At the very least, maybe your goal is to get something new that's going to last for another 20 years. That alone requires proper installation practices, craftsmanship, and a deep working knowledge of heating and cooling. Now, the biggest giveaway for what type of company you're working with, is this a chop and swap company that thinks that you can just pull out one box, put in a new box, and everything's going to work well, and a performance-based company that's taking into consideration several different factors and crafting a real solution for you. The difference is going to immediately present itself during the home visit. When that salesman or comfort specialist, whatever they call themselves, comes out to your home and they are sitting down talking with you, how long are they there? I mean, it's nearly impossible for me to go visit a home and have everything, all of the information that I need in less than an hour. I hear all the time that some of my competitors are in and out of the home in 10, 15, 20 minutes, even a half an hour is pretty quick. I've had some cases where it took 2 to 3 hours to really get down to what we were going to actually need to do to accomplish the goals of that client. What are the quality of the questions that they're asking you? Are they just writing something down on a piece of paper and handing it to you? What sort of questions are they asking about what you're interested in, what you're looking for? What about the comfort levels that you're looking for? What about the difference between upstairs and downstairs, that back bedroom that never heats? Some of those things. Are they addressing your utility costs? I mean, there are so many things that heating and cooling can address that may get overlooked. And someone who's really paying attention to detail and also paying attention to what it is you're truly looking for in that system, that's somebody that's at least going to be more likely to provide a solution that's not going to be part of that 75% that's having problems. From there, your best bet is to look at reviews online and really read through them carefully. So if you've never worked with that contractor before, that's usually the most difficult time to really decide. So the best thing that you can do is pay attention to the specialist that comes out to meet with you, the service technician that came out to meet with you, the office staff that you're speaking with over the phone. What is their knowledge level like? What is their interest in wanting to genuinely help you and look out for your best interest? Because the chop and swap companies are not looking out for your best interest, and the performance-based companies typically are. And you can have a lot of companies that you would assume are not chop and swap companies that end up being that, and that's why there's a 75% failure rate on installations across the board. Or I shouldn't say failure rate. That's why 75% of installations end up having problems of one form or another across the board throughout the entire country when it comes to heating and air conditioning.